Hey everyone! Welcome back to Glow with K-Beauty. I'm your host, Jody, and the podcast that helps you protect, nourish, and glow. Today's episode is all about sunscreen, not just choosing the right one, but how to apply and remove it properly for maximum protection and skin health. Most people think slapping it on once is enough. But did you know improper application can leave you exposed to UV damage, even if you're using SPF 50? We'll break down how much you should use, when to apply it, and why reapplication is a must, even on cloudy days. And removal? If you're not double cleansing, your pores may be screaming for help. Stick with me as we clear up the myths, share dermatologist-backed tips, and teach you a foolproof sunscreen routine that fits into any skincare regimen. Let's get into it, and make sure your sunscreen is working for you, not against you. Subscriptions, likes, and notification settings are small acts of kindness that give strength and courage to the hosts of the podcast. Please do so. Part 2 will follow soon, with Leslie and Eric sharing their findings from their field reporting. Stay tuned!
Welcome to the deep dive. We dig through the sources to find those essential, sometimes kind of surprising truths you ought to know. Today, we're looking at something most of us probably use every single day, sunscreen. You put it on, maybe pretty diligently, thinking, okay, skin's safe.
Right. Yeah. And look, building that habit, that's fantastic. Definitely something to feel good about. But what if the way we think we're doing it is actually giving us this false sense of security? Maybe even doing more harm than good in some cases.
Wait, more harm? How? That sounds backward.
Well, it's counterintuitive, I know.
Our sources are pretty clear. Using sunscreen correctly, consistently is like one of the best things you can do against looking older too soon. Keeps skin springy, stops those dark spots.
Totally. It's powerful stuff when used, right?
But these common mistakes we're going to talk about, they can actually speed up the things we're trying to prevent, undermining everything.
Exactly that. It's about making sure that protection is actually, well, protecting, not just sitting there.
So this deep dive, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of putting it on right. And this is key, taking it off right, too.
The goal is really to help you unlock, the full potential of your sunscreen. Make sure those UV rays aren't sneaking past and messing with your skin barrier or, worse.
Okay, so if you are using sunscreen every day, but you're still seeing maybe dark spots prop up, or your skin tone's a bit uneven, or maybe your makeup just isn't applying smoothly.
Yeah.
You might be closer to that false security zone than you think. So let's unpack the biggest opportunities most people are missing in their routine. Where do we start?
Okay, so the first big one, and it's kind of fundamental, is simply not using enough sunscreen.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I definitely sometimes just do a quick squeeze, rub it in fast, and assume I'm covered.
So common. But here's the kicker our sources point out. Even if you've got a really high SPF, like SPF 50, PA++++, if you skimp on the amount,
Yeah.
you're basically getting almost zero protection. It's wild.
Zero. Seriously.
Well, effectively, yeah. That SPF 50 might only be giving you the protection of an SPF 3 or 4.
Wow. Okay, so how much should we be using then? If a quick squeeze isn't it?
So the general guideline for the whole face is roughly the amount that would cover a U.S. dime. I think maybe like a large blueberry's worth.
A blueberry or a dime size. That actually sounds like quite a bit, if I'm being honest. Won't that feel really heavy or make me look, pasty?
It might feel like a lot at first, yeah. Especially if you're used to using less, but that's the amount needed to actually form that proper, even protective layer on your skin. And obviously, adjust slightly. Got a larger face, maybe closer to a nickel size, smaller face. A bit less is fine, but that dime size is a good benchmark for average.
Okay, dime size. Got it. Quantity is key. So once we've scooped out the right amount, what's the next hurdle? I'm already thinking about my rushed morning routine.
Well, that leads perfectly into the second big mistake. Putting sunscreen on before your other skincare stuff is actually soaked in.
Slapping on right after moisturizer.
Exactly. Right after your toner, your serum, your lotion. If that stuff hasn't fully absorbed, the sunscreen often just kind of pills up or rolls off or just doesn't stick properly.
Ugh, the pillings. I know exactly what you mean. It feels like it's just sitting on top, not really doing anything.
That's precisely it. It can't bond properly with your skin's surface, and that seriously cuts down its effectiveness. The fix is simple, though.
Okay.
Just wait. Give it like 5, maybe 10 minutes after you've put on all your basic skincare. Let everything sink in fully before you go in with the sunscreen.
5 to 10 minutes. Okay. That requires a bit of patience, but it makes sense. Let the canvas dry before painting kind of thing.
Good analogy, yeah.
All right. Now, technique. I have to ask. My usual method is, squirt it into my palms, rub them together, and then just kind of rub it all over my face like I'm washing it. Is that bad?
It's super common, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's actually the third major mistake. The spreading technique. Rubbing it vigorously with your palms like that, it almost always leads to a really uneven application.
How so?
Well, some spots get way too much product, they're too thick. Other spots barely get any, they're too thin. And that patchy coverage means patchy protection. Basically, inadequate UV defense.
Okay, so no more face washing motions with sunscreen.
Yeah.
What's the better way? Less aggressive.
Definitely less aggressive. Avoid the palm rubbing. Instead, use your fingertips. Apply it and use a gentle, like patting or tapping motion to spread it out.
Adding.
Or if you want really even meticulous coverage, especially in those tricky areas like around your nose or your eyes, a makeup puff or a sponge can be great. It helps lay down a really uniform layer.
Patting or puffing. Got it.
Oh.
That's definitely a change up for me. Okay, so we've nailed the morning application. Better anyway. But sunshine doesn't clock out at 9 a.m., right? What about the rest of the day?
Exactly. And that brings us to mistake number 4, not reapplying it often enough, or at all sometimes.
Reapplication. The big one.
It really is. Sunscreen just naturally breaks down and wears off. You sweat, your skin produces oil, you touch your face. All that degrades the protection. So just putting it on once in the morning, it leaves your skin vulnerable for hours later on.
This is where I think a lot of people, myself included, kind of fall down. It seems like such a hassle. How often do we really need to reapply?
Okay, so general rule of thumb. Reapply at least every 4 to 5 hours for like normal daily activity.
4 to 5 hours.
If you're outside for a long time, especially in strong summer days, beach trips, playing golf, whatever you need to bump that up, reapply every 2 to 3 hours then.
2 to 3. Wow. Okay.
But even for just regular daily life, maybe mostly indoors, make it a habit to reapply at least once around lunchtime. That alone makes a huge difference.
Lunchtime reapplication. Okay, that feels doable.
Yeah.
Manageable. But the million-dollar question, how do you reapply over makeup? I can't exactly wash my face in the office bathroom and start over.
No, definitely not. And you don't have to. This is where things like sun sticks and sun cushions are like lifesavers.
Okay, I've seen those. How do they work with makeup?
So sun cushions usually come with a puff applicator. You just gently pat the sunscreen cushion onto your skin right over your makeup. It reapplies the protection pretty naturally without messing everything up.
Patting again. Seems to be a theme.
It is. And sun sticks are even easier, maybe. You just roll the stick lightly over your face. Super convenient, totally hands-free, great for on the go.
Okay, sticks sound easy.
Yeah.
But hygiene. I'm picturing rolling that stick over my, slightly sweaty, maybe oily afternoon face. Isn't that kind of gross? Or bad for the product?
That's a really important point, actually. Yes, hygiene is key with sticks. The trick is to wipe the surface of the stick with a clean tissue before you use it, and then again after you use it.
Before and after. Every time.
Every time, especially if your skin is oily or sweaty, it just stops bacteria from transferring back and forth and keeps the stick cleaner. Simple step, big difference.
Good tip. I definitely wouldn't have thought of that. Okay, so we've covered applying it right, reapplying it on the face. But UV rays hit more than just our faces, right?
Oh, absolutely. They don't care if it's your cheek or your earlobe, but most people really only focus on the face and kind of forget everything else that's exposed.
Which leads to, prematurely aged necks and hands, doesn't it?
Exactly. Those areas show sun damage just as much, sometimes more.
So what are the big forgotten zones we should be hitting? I bet ears are one.
Ears are a huge one, totally forgotten most of the time, but they stick right out there in the sun. They can get wrinkles, pigmentation, all of it.
Makes sense. What else?
The neck, front and back, especially if you wear your hair up or have short hair, the back of your neck is just constantly exposed, neglecting it. That's how you end up with those deep necklines later on, which are really tough to treat.
Okay, noted. Neck is crucial. Anywhere else?
Your hands and arms. Think about how much sun your hands get just driving or walking around. They're super prone to getting those brown age spots or liver spots.
Oh yeah, my grandma called them liver spots.
Right. And those are basically just sun damage. Much easier and cheaper to prevent them with sunscreen now than try to get rid of them later. It's so true. Okay, so cover everything the light touches, basically. But even on the face, you mentioned tricky spots earlier, like blind spots where coverage might be thin.
Yeah, even if you're trying to be careful, some parts of the face are just harder to cover evenly because the shape or the skin is thinner there. They need extra attention.
Which areas are we talking about? Where do we need to be extra careful?
Definitely around the eyes. The skin there is so thin, so delicate, super susceptible to UV wrinkling. That's a major blind spot.
Okay. Eyes. Where else?
The sides of the nose, in the creases, easy to miss when you're rubbing quickly. And also the jawline and the hairline. If you stop your sunscreen too soon, you get that obvious line, that demarcation where the protected skin meets the unprotected skin. Not a good look.
Oh, the halo effect. Yeah,
No.
seen that. Okay, eyes, nose creases, hairline, jawline. Got it. No. There's one more spot. It's technically on the face, but I bet almost no one puts sunscreen there. Often the first place I feel that burn after a day out.
Let me guess.
Lips?
Bingo. The lips. They get fried so easily, don't they?
They really do.
Yeah.
UV rays damage them easily, leads to dryness, cracking, sometimes even like temporary darkening or discoloration. If your lips feel tingly or slightly burning after being in the sun, that's UV attack happening.
Yeah, that feeling.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't just smear our regular face sunscreen on our lips, should we? Sounds tasty, not in a good way.
No, probably not the best idea. The solution is way simpler. Use a lip balm or even a lip gloss that has SPF built right in.
SPF lip balm. Makes sense.
Yeah, it gives you the UV protection you need and keeps them moisturized. Easy swap protects and conditions.
Okay, fantastic. So apply enough, let skincare sink in, pat, don't rub, reapply often, hit the ears, neck, hands, pay attention to facial blind spots, and protect the lips. That's a lot to remember about applying it.
It is, but they're all important pieces for real protection, but we're not done yet.
Right. You said taking it off is just as crucial.
Absolutely. Maybe even more crucial in some ways. Because here's the thing. Leaving all that sunscreen residue plus the day's oil and grime sitting on your skin overnight,
That's like a recipe for disaster.
it really can be. Clogged pores, trapped sebum, breakouts. But also, over time, it can lead to like genuine irreversible skin damage. Our sources use this phrase, never cross the point of no return by being lazy about cleansing.
Wow. Point of no return. Okay, message received. No skipping the evening cleanse, especially on sunscreen days. So what's the right way to get it all off thoroughly? Is just washing my face enough?
Probably not, especially with modern water-resistant sunscreens. This is where the famous two-step cleansing method really comes into its own.
The double cleanse. Okay, walk me through it. Step 1.
Step 1 is using a cleansing oil or a cleansing balm. Take some, apply it to your dry face, right over the sunscreen and makeup, and then gently massage it around for about a minute.
What's the oil or balm doing?
It's breaking down and dissolving everything, the sunscreen, the sebum, makeup, pollutants, all the stuff that can clog pores and cause trouble. It gets right in there.
Okay, massage for a minute, then rinse.
Not quite yet. After the massage, add a little lukewarm water to your face and massage again. This is called emulsification. The oil turns milky. Then you rinse it all off thoroughly with lukewarm water. That's your first cleanse done.
Emulsify, then rinse. Got it. Now step 2.
Step 2 is your regular cleanser. Usually a foam cleanser is good here. Get a decent amount, work it into a nice rich lather in your hands first.
Bladder and hands, not directly on face.
Preferably, yeah. Then gently massage that foam all over your face, again for about a minute, and really pay attention to those tricky blind spot areas we talked about earlier, sides of the nose, hairline, jawline. Make sure you cleanse them well, too.
Makes sense. Hard to apply means hard to cleanse, too.
Exactly. And then rinse everything off completely with lukewarm water, and you're done.
Okay, so that's like 2 full minutes of active cleansing. Oil or balm first, then foam. Is there a risk of over-cleansing? I've heard that can be bad too, stripping the skin.
That's a very valid concern. Yes, you need to be thorough, but also gentle. Keep the total cleansing time, both steps combined, under about 3 minutes.
Under 3 minutes total.
Right. And definitely avoid really harsh soaps with strong surfactants. Over-cleansing can damage your skin barrier just as much as under-cleansing. So thorough but gentle is the name of the game.
Wow. Okay, this has been illuminating. It's way more than just grabbing any bottle and slapping it on. There's real technique involved from start to finish, application to removal.
There really is. But the good news is these aren't like massively difficult changes. They're small tweaks to your routine.
Yeah, definitely seem manageable.
And if you actually implement these things, the right amount, the timing, the technique, the reapplication, the forgotten spots, the proper removal, that's when you really start getting the full benefit, that 200% protection we talked about.
So for anyone listening who kind of recognize their own routine in those mistakes.
Yeah, give these adjustments a try. Seriously, start today. Think of it as just like upgrading your skin's defense system. It's a real investment.
And maybe a final thought to leave people with, connecting it back to the bigger picture.
Well, think about it like this. Being out in the sun, that exposure, it's temporary. A day at the beach, a walk outside.
Right.
But the damage those UV rays can do, that can leave permanent marks, wrinkles, spots, loss of firmness. That stuff sticks around.
So true. The consequences last way longer than the tan.
Exactly. So taking these steps, properly protecting your skin, properly caring for it today, that really is the secret weapon for keeping your skin looking clear, youthful, elastic, 10 years down the line.
It's about playing the long game for your skin. What small changes can you make now that your future self will thank you for? Great stuff to think about.